Rooftop, written by its_Kingston on AO3. Summary. He'll opt out of the media coverage. It's not something he would have wanted. Never in their relationship had Aizawa seen him cave to it. Watch, he told him once. Watch and learn. Another alley taken, another reporter slipped. Sun filtered in through the buildings, and all he could hear was the rise, the fall, the in, the out, breathing. Why? Because they'd been running. Of course. He'd never forget him. He doesn't want to fill the grave. Was he even dead? Killed in action, the reports say. Trying to stop himself from crying, Aizawa puts the paper down. To close the casket would mean to accept his death, that there'd be nothing left of him. Save for pictures littered around their apartment, shoes by the door, all just reminders of him. He'll opt out of the media coverage. It's not something he would have wanted. Never in their relationship had Aizawa seen him cave to it. Watch, he told him once. Watch and learn. Another alley taken, another reporter slipped. Sun filtered in through the buildings, and all he could hear was the rise, the fall, the in, the out, breathing. Why? Because they'd been running. Of course. He'd never forget him. And as the first scoop of soil hits the wooden box, Aizawa cries. And as the first scoop of soil hits the wooden box, Aizawa cries. That is his breaking point. Is this what it feels like to lose a piece of yourself, a part of your soul? Fate must have hated him, had to hate him. Aizawa doesn't know how he makes it back to his apartment. Cannot even dig the keys from his pocket with shaking hands to unlock the door. Stand, he wills himself. Stand strong. To the couch he stumbles, boots still on when he collapses against it and reaches for his phone. Give me that, his voice echoes, quiet and rattling. Your schedule is bad enough. It all comes back to him. He sits quietly at his desk. Knows it's time to go home, but the stack that once sat in front of him gives him reason to stay. Ending the pile is Midoriya's homework, the first paper placed there. It brings him a small amount of normalcy. Would it be so bad to return to this? Be so bad to move forward? Betraying him, leaving him behind, being the last one that hurts him? He remembers sitting on the roof's edge with him. Did he remember it too? Remember the news crew they dodged to get there? Not that they'd ever bother a lone underground hero, but with company? Know him? He can hear them asking, cameras jabbed into their faces. If only they knew the depth of it. He had met him under harsh white lights. Can I help you? Live on television, Julio had asked him, his tone sharp. With a frown, his hands full, Aizawa had only glared back. The man didn't move, his body blocking the smaller one of a child behind him. Guilt had laced Aizawa's side. It was the girl they'd been after, left in the care of the man who stood before him. By him laid a gun, a rifle, well maintained. Aizawa had never been able to doubt him. Aizawa lets his legs hang over the edge of the roof. Does it hurt? Aizawa asks one day, eyes fixed on the clean metal of Julio's hand. Not missing a beat, Julio raises an eyebrow. Metal doesn't hurt, he says, and it hangs in the air. Want to feel it? He asks after a long moment of silence, moving his arm out in an offering. To bridge the gap between them, Aizawa lifts his own hand. Keep still, Julio says, and he laces their fingers together. Going nowhere now, Aizawa replies, rolling his eyes. Without the warmth behind him and the cool pressure in his hand, Aizawa just thinks the moment lacks him. That was Rooftop, written by its_Kingston on AO3. Read by its_Kingston. So, there's an extra thing with the formatting of this fic. where the first word of every sentence lines up to make different sentences. It's formatted in paragraph chunks, one sentence per line. So I'm going to also read the extra sentences. He was killed trying to save him. He'll never watch another sunrise because of him. And that is a fate Aizawa cannot stand to give him. He knows ending it would be betraying him. He does not know if he can live with the guilt left by him. Aizawa does not want to keep going without him. So that is the true, that part's mentioned in the end notes, but that is the true ending now. Everything's been read. I think that's everything. Goodbye.